Hey, you. Yes, you. What are you waiting for? Why haven't you asked for what you want yet? Go for it. At least this way you won't live with what if or I should have. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling frustrated because you did not get what you wanted? Or maybe, just maybe, you never even asked? Today, I want to talk about something that could completely change the way you get what you want in life because it's all about how you ask for it. This is Christy. It's nice to see you again. Let's get right into it. Let's get one thing straight. Most people struggle with this. We struggle with asking for what we want. We beat around the bush. We drop hints. We even expect others at some points to read our mind. Well, guess what? Not gonna happen. Truth is, clarity and confidence in asking is a game changer or are game changers. Someone once told me, I don't recall who it was, but they said, don't expect a man to know what you want. Don't expect him to read your mind. Women are good at that, but men are not. So they said, you want something from a man? You ask for it straight up and be as clear as possible. So why do we have a problem with asking for what we want? Why is this such a struggle? Well, there are a few common reasons, starting off with fear of rejection. Yes, that's a really big one. Oftentimes, we're scared to ask for what we want because we're scared to hear the word no. Can you relate? Can you? I'm sure you can. It makes me think of kids. Like my 10-year-old daughter is not scared of hearing the word no. Listen to this and please think about it. A while ago, my 10-year-old daughter created an account on Instagram. She created a beautiful community over there. Seriously. Very loyal. She has some really loyal fans over there or friends. Of course, nobody knows she's a 10-year-old girl, and I'm not trying to give that away. But here's the story. In the pet world, they do a lot of contests of vote for my pet and all of that. So my daughter usually likes to participate. Being a child, she loves these things. Every time she participates in a contest, she will often send messages to her followers, not all of them, but at least the close ones, the ones that she has a good relationship with. She'll send them a message asking them to politely vote for her tortoise. And guess what? That's how she won every time. She has won, I'm not going to say every single contest, but most of these contests. And that's because she's not afraid of rejection. And I've told her, baby, don't do that, because I don't do that. I wouldn't do that. I'm too shy. I'm too, I guess, insecure. I don't know. I guess as adults, we don't have the innocence that the kids have. And because of that innocence, she feels like, why? I'm always happy to help. She's a giver. Here's the key, though. She is a giver. She continuously pours into her community. She gives without expecting back. However, when it comes to a situation where she wants to ask, she has no fears, no reservations, no hesitation. She asks because she feels, well, I always give. I always help. I'm always there for them. So of course they're going to be there for me. Why wouldn't they be? It's as simple as that. So yes, fear of rejection is the first thing that stands in our way when it comes to asking for what we want. And the fact that we don't have the innocence of a child, I think this is where most of the fear of rejection comes from. Another reason that causes us to have a fear of rejection is because we're not too clear on what we want. When you're not clear on what you want, how are you going to be able to ask for it? How are you going to be able to ask for it in a way for others to understand what you truly want? Because sometimes we might ask for something or we think we asked for something, but the other person is totally clueless. They don't even know that we're actually trying to ask for that thing. So how are you going to get it? How are they going to give it to you when you haven't been clear about your need? Another reason is guilt or the feeling that you don't even deserve what you're asking for. We feel like we're asking for too much. So assuming that others will know what you want without you saying it, stating it clearly to them, is simply not going to get you what you want because no one has the ability to read your mind. Really. Now, drop a comment below if you've ever been in a situation where you were too scared to ask for what you want, whether it's a raise or help or even some sort of emotional or mental support. And this brings me to my next point, the power of clarity. Asking for what you want clearly. Now, you might be someone who knows exactly what they want, but you don't know how to ask for it clearly. You have those people who say, I always get what I want. I always get it my way. Why? Most of the time it's because they ask for it. They ask for it with confidence. They ask for it with clarity, unapologetically. Even the Lord himself says, ask and you shall receive. Now, of course, I have to ask in faith when it comes to the Lord. Now think about this for a second. Successful entrepreneurs ask for funding. Happy couples communicate. They ask for what they want from each other. The clearer they ask, the better off they are, because they're going to get what they want if they ask for it clearly, because they'll make it easy for the other person to give them what they want when they're clear about it. People who negotiate their salary usually ask for it. Oftentimes, they are going to ask for it. They're going to have an amount set in their mind, and they're going to ask for that. They're going to make it loud and clear, which is going to give them a higher chance of getting that amount. But the key is, do you think you deserve this? Because if you don't believe that you deserve it, then why would others believe it? So it's all about asking with confidence and with clarity. When you think you deserve it, when you believe in yourself, you're going to ask with confidence and you're going to ask with clarity because you know your worth. Now, how do you ask for what you actually want? I know it's so much easier said than done, but I'm not leaving you hanging in there. So the first step that you're going to have to do is be crystal clear about what you want. Before you go and ask someone for what is it that you want from them, ask yourself about it first. Ask yourself, what is it that I want, and make it as specific as possible so that it's really hard for them to not understand or pretend like they didn't understand. Now that you know that, you're ready to go and ask. You've been at this job for like 3-4 years, you never got a raise. Instead of sitting there and saying, I wish I could make more money, go to HR or go to the accounting department or whoever is concerned, go to your boss, ask for a raise, ask for a $5,000 raise, 10,000, 2,000, whatever you think is your worth and whatever you think is within the capability of the company where you work. Instead of telling your partner, I wish you helped me more, say, can you handle dinners on Thursdays and Fridays? And here's the best part, the more specific you are with your request, the better off you are getting it. Listen, you got to ask with courage. No apologies, no hesitation, no self-doubt or shame. So instead of saying, I'm sorry to ask you, but do you think you can pass the vacuum for me? I hate to bother you, but do you think you can take the garbage out? Instead of that, I'd say, can you please take the garbage outside? Like now. So you can start by saying, I'd love your help in the kitchen. Can you please come and cut the veggies for me while I'm preparing the meat? At work, you can say something like, can we discuss a raise? I believe I've earned it, or I believe I'm due, or let's talk about my value. I tell you, confidence changes everything. Just this morning, I was telling my daughter about something. She's going through the phase where everything I tell her, she says, oh, I don't care. I'm okay with it. Like, for example, let's fix your hair. No, I'm okay with it. Let's put some lip balm because your lips are too dry. No, I'm okay with it. I just had a talk with her this morning, and I'm like, listen, the more you respect yourself, the more you're going to impose on other people to respect you. If you don't have self-respect, if you don't, and to me, it starts by the way you look. If you don't look good, and I'm not saying that you always have to have makeup on for women, or you have to wear the most expensive clothes or anything. No. Just looking decent. If you're not looking at least decent, to me, that's disrespectful to yourself and to those around you, to wherever you're going. So I think it's important to teach them young, respect yourself, value yourself, because when you value yourself, others will value you as well. And this in turn is going to give you confidence. Step 3, be prepared for any kind of response. If it's a yes, great, yay, bravo, you got what you wanted, you've accomplished your goal. If it's a no, don't let that stop you. Don't take it as a rejection. Don't take it personally. It's not the end of the world, you know. That doesn't have to define you. That doesn't have to mean that it's the last time you're going to ask for that thing. Ask why. Why was it a no? Adjust, modify, improve, and then try again. Rejection isn't failure. Failure isn't failure, actually. Whatever you consider as failure in life, use it to learn, use it to improve. Use it to fuel you to work harder or try better. It's simply feedback. Let me give you a brief example of something that I went through when it comes to asking for a raise. 2 decades ago, I used to work at a Mercedes car dealership. I loved it. I loved the environment. It was not too high on stress. Of course, every job has stress, but compared to the average job, it was okay. It was fun. I loved working there, but it came to a point where I was there for about 3 years, and I hadn't had a raise. I started off with a good salary, at the time, but I felt like I was due for a raise. The reason why I hesitated to ask is I'm too shy to ask for things to begin with. When it comes to asking for anything related to money, it's kind of like we don't do that. The mindset around money, is not the best. But another major reason why I was too scared to ask or too shy to ask is because I know they had been letting go of people. They had been laying off people. And at the time I was told that we're not laying you off because they valued me. They wanted me to stick around. But instead what they did is they added to my job. They told me that I had been working in the sales office, but now they wanted me to do the morning in accounting and the afternoons in the sales office. I hate accounting with passion, but I didn't say no because I understood that they're letting people go and they didn't want to let me go. So I appreciated it. Now, having done that for a few months or a year later, or I don't recall the exact time frame, I understood because I work in accounting and in sales. So I know when they're doing good and when the company is, slow. I knew they were doing very well. I was waiting for them to maybe give me a raise because since I was doing two jobs now, but they never did. Being empowered by the people around me who kept insisting for a while that I should actually go ask for it. They're not going to give it to me. I should ask for it. And that was the hardest thing I had ever done at the time, at least, to go and ask for something, let alone money. So I finally took courage and I went to the head accountant and I told him, listen, and I didn't have a relationship with him. He was very nice and polite and everything, but he was distant. He wasn't too approachable. But I finally went and I told him, listen, I've been working here for a few years. I haven't really had a raise, and now I'm doing two jobs instead of one. And I know that the company is doing much better than before. I need a raise. To my surprise, it didn't take much. He said yes right away. He said, we've been thinking of giving you a raise. We just didn't get there yet. And bam, I got my raise. Now, I didn't specify an amount, but it wasn't bad. At least I got my raise. For once, I took courage and asked for something that I wanted, especially money related, and I got it. You know how amazing that felt? It was a load off my shoulders. Plus, you feel proud of yourself. If you've heard nothing I said in this video, if you've retained nothing, make sure you listen to this and keep it up here. People just don't give you what you deserve in life. They don't. And guess what? Life is not fair, but it doesn't have to stay this way. It doesn't mean that you have no control over it. Don't keep the power in their hands. Take that power, it belongs to you. Be in control of your own life and of your own needs and wants. Ask for it. When you want something, ask for it. I know it's hard, but let's all work on it. I'm speaking to myself too. I have such a hard time asking someone for something. Now it's your turn. What's one thing you need to start asking for? Comment below and let us all know. Let's share. Let's learn and grow together. Let's be supportive to each other. If this video helped you, drop a comment and let me know. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Like, and I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one.